recently why I rotate a lot in some of my videos and less in others. And honestly, it comes down to the goal. Rotation helps to drive stroke rate and also for getting into an effective catch and pull position. So when I'm sprinting, I actually actively try to lock my hips on. So I really turn the core on, almost feeling like I've got a micro tuck at the hips. This allows me to have a higher cadence kick with a little bit more knee flexion. So the kick goes a little bit deeper than it would, say, in a more long distance event, because I'm trying to maintain a high stroke rate. If I rotate all the way to say 60 degrees from the waterline, it's going to be really hard to maintain a high frequency stroke because of how far I'm rotating. Instead, I keep the hips relatively locked so I can maintain this aggressive, shoulder-driven freestyle. The other thing I think about, and this comes from watching a lot of Cam McAvoy swims, in my sprinting I think of rotation more in this position rather than coming forward and back like I would in more long distance freestyle. In the 50, and it works for me, I like to think of opening and flaring that rib, so the moment my hand enters, I'm in this long extended catch position, ready for a deeper pull through the water to get more propulsion and more power in that freestyle. Again, you'll have different opinions from different athletes and different coaches, but this worked really well for me. Trying to isolate the hips and think about moving the body laterally so the ribs flare out. I can feel my lats engage from the moment I enter the water. So less rotation in sprinting, more rotation if I'm swimming easier. If I'm doing really slow, easy freestyle, I will actually over-rotate and I can feel it in my body because there's a pause out the front. I love that sensation of reaching and almost pausing between strokes. I am not trying to win a race there, I'm just enjoying swimming. Some people will call this over-gliding, and that's where a lot more rotation comes in. Without rotating, I stay flat and I start to sink. That's the reason it's important to almost over-rotate when I'm swimming super easy. So in summary, my rotation is dictated by my goal. If I'm sprinting, less rotation. If I'm swimming super easy, the hips are going to open up more and I'm going to rotate more. I also think a little bit more of this movement in my sprint versus this movement as I'm reaching forward in my distance freestyle. But that's just how I feel.